We're here this morning in order to speak to you about the policing issues that are happening in KZN as well as in the Republic of South Africa.
When the most powerful police officer in your country is accused of protecting criminals, what does that mean for justice? In July 2025, South Africa's Minister of Police Senzo Mchunu was suspended. The official reason? Allegations of corruption. The unofficial story? It goes much deeper. Because Mchunu isn't just being accused of corruption, he's being accused of working with assassins.
These firearms were linked with a number of high-profile cases, South African artists that were murdered in Gauteng.
This is a story about how criminal power doesn't always wear a mask. Sometimes it wears a badge, and the people who tried to stop it, they weren't just shut down, they were hunted. Every country has corruption, but in South Africa, it's structural. Generations of inequality, state capture under Jacob Zuma, an economy drained by violence and elite theft. In 2023, crime alone cost South Africa 10% of its GDP. That's not a statistic. That's school teachers unpaid. That's power stations unfixed. That's futures stolen. And when the people who are supposed to stop the crime are in on it, the collapse isn't just financial, it's moral. This is the story of how one of Africa's most important democracies may be losing its grip on justice. Welcome to greyBTC. Like and subscribe. It helps with the algorithm and helps me tell more stories like this. Senzo Mchunu was supposed to be different. A former school teacher, he climbed the ranks of the ANC, Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Minister of Police. He spoke the language of reform, order, accountability, the rule of law. But in 2025, something broke. Because behind closed doors, evidence began to surface. Evidence that pointed not to incompetence, but collusion. With killers, with cartels, with criminal networks buried deep in the South African state. On July 5, 2025, Lieutenant General Nalala Mkhwanazi did something few public servants ever do. He told the truth. Standing in front of cameras, in full uniform, he named names. He accused his own minister, Senzo Mchunu, of sabotaging investigations into political killings. He said units were shut down, dockets seized, evidence buried, over 100 open cases, frozen. These weren't traffic violations. They were murders of politicians, activists, community leaders, cases his team had been solving until they were stopped. Then came the messages. Obtained from the phone of a businessman named Vusimuzi Kat Matlala, Mkhwanazi revealed WhatsApp logs that read like a script from a gangster movie. In one message, Matlala writes, "I've arranged a meeting with the minister. The task team that came to your house has been dissolved." In another, he offers to fund flights, gala dinners, campaign logistics for Mchunu's political career. This isn't backroom talk. It's digital evidence of influence, of transactions, of obstruction of justice. And in the background, a 360 million rand police contract suspiciously awarded, then quietly cancelled when it attracted too much attention. The implications are devastating. Because if political murders are being protected, it means democracy is being executed in silence. It means opposition leaders can be targeted, community activists can disappear, and the public will be told it was a robbery, or gang violence, or random. But behind the curtain, a system of impunity, one where the police protect the powerful, and the rest of us are left to bury our dead. Faced with public outrage, President Cyril Ramaphosa moved. He suspended Mchunu, appointed a judicial commission, named respected legal scholar Firoz Kachalia to lead the inquiry. But critics say it's not enough, because this isn't just about one minister. It's about the system that allowed him to operate unchecked. The officials who signed off, the prosecutors who stayed silent, the political networks that knew and did nothing. Let's talk about what this actually means. Thulani Zwane, gunned down in broad daylight. His wife, Nomvula, told reporters, "They promised me justice. That was 2 years ago." How many families wait in silence while the people responsible are escorted in black SUVs? For once, opposition parties agreed. The DA, EFF, MK Party, and others demanded action. Criminal charges, parliamentary hearings, lifestyle audits for senior officials. DA's Bax Nodada filed formal charges against Mchunu for lying to Parliament. The pattern is familiar. In the 2010s, it was state capture Zuma, the Guptas, billions lost. In the 2020s, It's criminal state networks, cartels, politicians, contractors, and police. The syndicates don't just operate in back alleys, they sit in meetings. They draft budgets, they hold press conferences, and they've learned to wear suits. This isn't just about South Africa. When police institutions are captured, the impact ripples. Investors pull out, credit ratings fall, bond yields rise. South Africa's GDP growth in 2024 was just 0.6%. It won't recover if trust in law collapses. And globally, this scandal sends a message. If it can happen in Africa's most advanced economy, it can happen anywhere. Brazil, India, Nigeria. Corruption adapts. And if we don't expose it, it wins. But something is happening. Civil society isn't staying quiet. The South African Council of Churches called the scandal deeply unsettling. Investigative journalists are pushing harder. Families are speaking out. There's a movement growing, demanding open hearings, demanding access to commission reports, demanding that police protect the public, not the powerful. This is what happens when power becomes protection. Not for the people, but for the corrupt. And in South Africa, the cost isn't theoretical. It's measured in lives lost, truth buried, futures erased. The question now is not whether Senzo Mchunu is guilty. That's for the courts. The real question is how deep this system goes, and whether anyone is brave enough to bring it down. Like and subscribe, it helps with the algorithm and helps me tell more stories like this.